Hello everyone, welcome to another week of the News Plus brought you from Plus Agency. This is the channel that's going to give you a quick summary about what has happened in Sydney real estate in the past 7 days. A lot of times it's actually a lot of top 10s comparables as well. So if you're interested in this type of content, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and then forward this content to your friends or families who may also need this type of information. Plus Agency is a boutique agency. We're located in the heart of Chatswood at 418 Victoria Avenue, Chatswood. If you're interested in real estate deals in Lower North Shore, Upper North Shore, Eastern Suburb or Sydney CBD, make sure to pay us a visit. We have some of the best available properties for your home need. With no further ado, let's get this week's News Plus started. First article, Newtown buyers finally nailed moving target. A small 3-bedroom home in Newtown has surprised buyers at the auction in Derry, Sydney weather by selling for $1.4 million. Brought to market by local Rewire, this property is only 130 square meters at 133 Belfort Street. It has received a decent level of interest. It is in the heart of Newtown, which means it's close to a lot of really good restaurants, really good cafes, and convenience of the shop right next door. According to property record, the home last sold was only about $585,000 in 2009. So the vendor has enjoyed a profit from almost 150%. Median prices in the suburb over the last year ranging from $1.7 million for houses and about $765,000 for units, making the property one of the few fall under the median prices, but still to make the reserve. It is a small crowd, but looks like people are slowly moving into the inner city living. They're moving into apartments. There's a lot of properties in Glebe area that was sold above the reserve as well as there's a lot of other activities happening in the apartment market in the near city or inner city area. Let's see where it's going to lead us to the apartment market in the city. This is another one, Alexandria, which is also a very close CBD area. The 2GB real representative Chris Smith has sold his home for $2.5 million. This is an inner city house belonging to the real representative Chris Smith, and it was sold at the auction on Saturday for $2.5 million. The real host home located at 43 Austin Lane in Alexandria received a high level of interest before the auction brought to the market by also local Rewire. The 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom property drew a sizable crowd despite the weather. With the 9 registered bidders and 4 bidding on the day, it was nice to see the property receiving a level of interest at the auction set by the agent. According to the property record, Smith bought the home in 2013 for only $1.15 million, so he has nailed another 100% profit for more than $1 million on the house. It's only 191 square meters of land, offers a 3-level contemporary finish light-filled interiors. It's not something that's huge, it's not something that's big mansion. Because of pricing issue, all these small houses and apartments are now coming into light of the auction, and people are starting to find it all over it. Next one, oh my god, this Darlinghurst penthouse sold for more than $14 million, $2.5 million over the reserve prices. Darlinghurst, this dominant penthouse has sold for whopping $14.175 million, $2.5 million over the reserve, and $4.3 million that the owner paid 2 years ago. This is crazy. $4.3 million in 2 years for an apartment, but this is the time now, isn't it? It was brought on the market with the local Richardson Ranch. And the price guide is only about 11 mil to 12 mil for the 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment with 4-car garage at 109/299 Forbes Street in Darlinghurst. Vendor is the gold trader David Baker, co-founder of Baker Street Capital Managers, and Barry Farmer Craig Holloway has bought it for about $9.85 million in 2020 from the little known and James Sanswick, who paid about $4.825 million in 2011. So it is changing hand roughly about every 7 years or so, 9 years, even though the initial bid was actually starting from a vendor bid at about $12 million, which is not usual to see. $100,000 offers in between the bidders are happening right after the beginning. This property does have a city view. It is a very sleek design, 4 car spaces by me, no wrong. In the CBD area, it is something that's quite rare. It is capturing a 360 degrees view, and it was done and refurbished in 2017 by CC Interior. So this home is brought onto the today's standard with floor-to-ceiling glasses, numerous indoor-outdoor entertainment area, beautiful brand new kitchen, fireplace in the living area, big open living space and bedroom. But this is Darlinghurst. Also, it does not come with the 2 icons, which is the Opera House or the Bridge View. So for something without those and only a 3-bedroom sold for $14 million over is absolutely amazing result, which, you know, in comparison, I think the property that we're offering is actually a very, very good deal, which I'll show everyone in the end. All right, next one. Tony Square sell his eastern suburb homes at about 100% profit. So 100% looks like is the number for this week. There's a lot of 100% or more than 100% happening. This Fox sport presenter, Tony Square, and brand strategy strategist wife, Kate Pascoe Squares, have sold their 5-bedroom designer Bondi Junction home pre-auction. This Mill Hill Road home on the edge of the junction with walking distance to Westview and Centennial Park, and 350 square meter internal space, which is quite big, came with a $5 million price guide. Is close to double Bondi Junction's current $2.7 million medium house prices. You know, nonetheless, this is just beautiful. Bondi Junction has seen a compound growth rate about 8% for houses over the past 5 years, according to realestate.com.au. And this 4-level house redesigned by architect Graham Ormsby more than a decade ago, last traded in 2011 for only $2.6 million when it was bought from the art gallery owner Richard Martin. The home now comes with a landscape, the courtyard created by Adam Robinson design. The house has gone through a 2011 upgrade from a 3-bedroom Federation semi in Clovelly, and the family has bought it, enjoyed it, and now it was finally done and sold. It's coming with like an in-home gym. It's got a beautiful bookshelf, the big open space living. It's just something that has been seen in Bondi Junction because majority of the home is actually quite small in that part, and it's got a spread over 4 levels. Even though 4 levels is actually quite a lot, but still, I mean, it looks like people are enjoying the space, you know, the indoor and the outdoor areas. This is something that really enjoyed. I hope that, you know, the prices for these small houses, so this week is all about small houses, are going to stick up at the current real estate market. Okay, Rose Bay deceased estate of Lillian Forbin sells for $615,000 above reserve. It's not sold for that price, it's sold for that much above the reserve. A Rose Bay home definitely gonna have a 4 in front of it from the experience that we have, and then people will be watching our channel knows that it's one of the areas that's really, really hot. People are looking for properties in this type of area. So this particular property located number 3 Wilberforce Avenue in Rose Bay has fetched about $4.115 million under the hammer over the weekend. They probably have 8 or 9 activity bidding on it, said the listing agent, with auctioneer Damien Cooley, which is probably one of the top auctioneer in the country. Bidding has opened about $2.5 million and raised in $50,000, $100,000 increment to $3.8 million before 2 bidders battled to the end with a range of small increments. A record showed that 360 square meter property was bought by the lady Lillian Forbin, who died in 2020, as cost her $175,000 in 1986. So this is absolutely amazing increment to about over $4 million. It has been renovated, this deceased estate. The kitchen was last renovated in the 1980s, so it's got a lot of 1980s feel to it. But the buyers who end up buying says they really just enjoy the floor plan of the place, even though it's got like a lot of corridors, but because it's a good space and a good floor plan and it's a good spot, and that has been the interest in the buyer to push it over $4 million and now at $4.115 million. Thinking is only starting at $2.5 million as a starting bid. Next one. A lot of people have been asking about this exactly same question. Units versus homes. where you should buy to help you reach your home ownership goals. This is something that's always been debate, whether I need a unit with less space but more convenient location, or should I move away a little bit and get a big house with a lot of family areas, just don't bother with the travels. With the COVID happening, the world is shaping into different ways. A lot of people are having the privileges of living far away but can still work from home through the internet. So it looks like the big homes has been attracting a lot of interest. Regional areas are generally feature a smaller difference between home and units. With that small difference, people tend to go to big homes a lot. In today's News Plus, we're just gonna give you a list of which area have the least difference between a unit and a house, and also which suburbs come with the biggest difference in terms of apartments and houses. Nonetheless, let's jump into it straight away. Ranking number 1 is Yamba, which is $56,000 and $455. The difference between the prices of a house and the median prices of a unit. Followed by Toronto, which is $35,000, Casino, which is $52,000, Armadale, over $100,000, Glenfield, over $100,000, Wagga Wagga, Grifton, Young, Taree. So you can see all these areas are actually the regional area. And then a suburb with the biggest price difference between a house and unit, Vaucluse, definitely right up there, $7 million difference, which is a lot. $6 million difference for Beverly Hills, Bronte, $5 million. This is all over the places. Clovelly, Mossman, Rose Bay, Torak, Hunters Hill, Linville, and Killara. So you can see that all these areas are actually quite family oriented inner areas, not regional. A majority of them are actually in the eastern suburb. Some of them are actually in the North Shore, like Mossman and Linville and Killara. There's one area that's particularly different, Torak, which is the Melbourne area. So all these places with big homes and people are able to afford all these big houses, the gap is getting bigger and bigger. So to buy a unit in some of the areas probably not gonna be a bad choice, where if you are in the regional area like Yamba, Toronto, or Casino, then buying a big house probably is a better choice because the price gap is not that big yet. Alright, so going back to that Darlinghurst property that was sold for $14 million plus agency actually have something a lot better to offer, which is this 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3 car spaces right on the waterfront, north facing, with a beautiful harbor bridge view, iconic of Sydney, around a similar point, a little bit higher, but not a lot. You're right on the water, you're right looking at the harbor, and this beautiful home is exclusively listed to Plus Agency. You have a beautiful arch window, you got a beautiful walk-in wardrobe. This is one of the most beautiful bathroom we have seen. Amount of marble is being used in it, which is absolutely insane. You're on the waterfront, you had a city view, which you see in the Darlinghurst home. You also have the water view, which is missing, and you also have the harbor bridge view at the north side of the property, which is very rare. This beautiful study, massive living area with a private rooftop garden is something you should not miss if you are looking for a property in the inner city with size, with location, with car spaces, with story, and with a view. So if you're interested in this property, please make sure you inquire with Plus Agency. So search Plus Agency, realestate.com.au, will pop up all this information about our listings, and this particular property at 801/8 Darling Island Road, PMO, New South Wales 2009 is something that you should definitely come and have a look. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's News Plus. This is Peter Lee. I'll see you next week. Bye.